we see that the lady dragon started waking up slowly but steadily. And suddenly, it was as if she woke up from a nightmare, gasping for air and screaming at the same time. She was not able to believe that she was alive and her dragon heart was not acting up. She started using her powers to sense her dragon heart and realized that it was all right. But a question still remained. Are you all subscribed to the channel and leave a like on the video, as it supports the channel a lot? The dragon lady wondered about what had happened that saved her life. And finally, she decided to go towards the crystal ball and had a look at it. Multiple notifications popped up, telling the lady that an item named the honey jelly was used on her. And the tower farmer, Si-jun, has completed his quest of saving the tower manager. The lady was flustered now that she knew that she called Si-jun at the moment of emergency. It was a really embarrassing moment for her. However, this was something that saved her life and stabilized her dragon heart. The lady was curious to know about the item called as the honey jelly, and started reading that it was a new item that can be made by leveling up a farmer's beekeeping skill. She realized that she ate the delicious item when she passed out, but another problem rose up. She did not have any idea about how the honey jelly tasted, and she missed the taste of a completely new and delicious item. And added to that, the honey jelly was exactly the item she needed to strengthen her dragon heart and stop it from rampaging. But the lady was not mannerless. She knew that as a great black dragon, whenever she received help from someone, then as a true descendant of the dragon bloodline, she must show her sincerity accordingly. And therefore, she decided to compensate the tower farmer for his great efforts. She turned towards the treasury of the tower and looked at the demon sword of Phopsis and holy sword Excalibur, thinking about what she should give to Si-jun. But even after searching like a fanatic, she realized that she did not have anything to give to the tower farmer. But there must be something that a top tower farmer like our boy must need. And suddenly, the dragon lady got multiple thunder shocks of 1,000 volts into her brain as she saw a huge dragon statue, and realized that gifting this will surely make Si-jun happier than anything else. As the scene shifts, we come to the farm of the 99th floor, where we see that Si-jun, along with the rabbits and the baby bear, were resting up into their cozy house. They slept straight up onto the ground and were not even using the bed. But suddenly, a notification popped up, waking the tower farmer up from his deep slumber. Si-jun rubbed his eyes and opened them, just to see a notification hovering over his head. And this pop-up was sent by none other than the tower manager herself. Si-jun immediately got up from his sleep, asking Eileen if she was all right. Even the black rabbit and the others were surprised by this sudden reaction of the farmer. But the lady informed him that she was all right due to all the efforts done by our boy. Si-jun was thankful for the status window because due to it, he was able to finish the quest and found out about why Eileen liked cherry tomatoes so much. But it was a shock when the boy realized that the cherry tomatoes that the lady liked so much was the sole reason that her dragon heart was acting up. But Si-jun was surprised as he came to know by Eileen that none of this happened due to the tower farmer, because the dragon heart got a periodic seizure once every 10 years. But due to all the cherry tomatoes that the lady ate, she did not have any heart seizure even when it was time. And even multiple months passed after that due date. But nothing happened. If there is anything to be done, then it should be to thank the tower farmer, because due to him, the dragon heart was able to recover a little and the seizure was greatly delayed. But Si-jun acted calmly, telling the tower manager that he was now feeling a little relieved even if this thing happened because of him. But suddenly, the tower farmer smiled, telling the dragon lady that she should have some more of honey jelly because the queen bees just made a lot more from the nectar. And fortunately, the honey jelly that was unlocked by our boy was helping Eileen with her heart instead of harming it. But the dragon immediately told Si-jun that it was not good of her to always be on the receiving end. And even she wanted to give something to our boy for paying off all the debt that she had. Even when Si-jun was not able to understand anything, he agreed. And a quest appeared in front of him. The tower farmer had to shout the name of Eileen loudly in the sky. And the reward for doing it was something big and good. But when it came to rejection, then the dragon lady will not hear anything and will immediately reject the tower farmer. Si-jun wondered that if the system was meaning something dangerous by saying big and good. But the notification told him to just shout when he gets out in the open. Because even when the reward was good, it might be something dangerous when it is summoned inside the house. And before the tower farmer can question her any further, the baby bear immediately told him to not question Sister Eileen. And agreeing to all the cute creatures, Si-jun got out of his house and filled his lungs with enough air to scream the name of Eileen in front of all the rabbits and the baby bear. But to everyone's surprise, nothing happened for a few moments. Si-jun doubted his ability to even properly shout, wondering if something would happen anymore. And he was right as multiple notifications popped up telling Si-jun that he had completed an important question. And as a reward, he had acquired a very large and nice dragon fountain for commemorating Eileen's 100th birthday. Even Si-jun was shocked when he came to know that the dragon lady was actually 100 years old. But before they can process anything, Si-jun felt a dark shadow looming over his head. And as all the rabbits and the tower farmer looked above them, they saw a large dragon statue falling straight up onto their heads. It was a good thing that the rabbits are already fast and Si-jun had increased his stamina. And so he was able to run out of the statue and avoided from being transformed into a human soup. The hat of the tower farmer fell down as he wondered about what such a big statue was. And as we get the top view of the statue, we see that it was way larger than it seemed when it was in the treasury. But suddenly, the mouth of the dragon got opened up. And to everyone's surprise, water started flowing out from it. And the whole water was getting collected in a tray attached to the statue. Everyone came to know that this statue was made by the great black dragon Kaiser himself, and multiple dwarves were the artisans behind this beauty. Only high-quality black marble was used, and that dwarves created it in the image of the great black dragon Kaiser. The eyes of the black dragon statue were made from magic stones. And the fountain can produce its own water or draw water from a water source. Within a 10-kilometer radius, it was an S-level item with a skill of water production of level 50, along with 2 other skills which were still locked. Se-jun was really nervous when he saw that whatever the tower manager was saying was indeed true. And Eileen explained that by this fountain, the rabbit's problem of gathering water was solved. Even Se-jun realized that as the field has expanded exponentially, the rabbits' watering cans were limited. And now that they had this fountain with them, there was no need for the rabbits to go down the cave one by one to gather water. Se-jun thanked Eileen from the deepest part of his heart, because she thought of our boy this much. But he wondered about why there were so many question marks in the skill tree. But even Eileen did not know anything about it, because her grandfather did not tell her. Hearing that, the tower farmer moved to the next question, asking Eileen about how he can manipulate the water in the fountain. And the dragon explained that since this fountain was an installable item, there were no restrictions on its use, and there was a steering system for the tower farmer to use. Hearing that, Se-jun wanted to try controlling the flow of water at the fountain, which was named the Fountain Magic Controller, and it controlled the intensity, direction, and distance of the water spouting, as well as the movement of the statue. Even Se-jun realized that it was a cheap game controller. But as the tower farmer started moving the sticks of the controller, the dragon's head started moving and turning around according to the controller. This was awesome for our boy, because it felt like a giant game character was moving in the real world. and even the baby bear was really happy by seeing the statue move, telling his dad that he wanted to try it too. Sejun immediately started controlling the dragon statue, and it was dancing along with all the rabbits and the baby bear. But suddenly, the tower farmer pressed a wrong button, and the statue started intimidating all the rabbits and the baby bear, which made the red creature act on instinct as he slapped the statue, and it started falling onto the ground, and even one of his horns was broken up, which made the face of the tower farmer go pale because it was a really precious item. Looking at all the commotion which was happening, Eileen immediately turned towards the crystal ball, wanting to see about what was happening. Suddenly, a danger alarm started going off in the crystal ball, and the dragon asked the tower farmer about what was going on. But as the dragon lady looked at the crystal ball, Sejun nervously told the tower manager that nothing had happened, and that he was just looking at the statue closely because it was really cool. We see that the horn was immediately attached to the statue due to the artisan rabbit, and for diverting the focus of the lady from the statue. Sejun immediately asked her if she was hungry and wanted some food to eat. The lady smiled as she was happy, because the tower farmer liked the statue and started eating multiple cherry tomatoes and carrots, which were grown by our boy. Meanwhile, as the fountain started watering the plants, Sejun was relieved that the dragon lady didn't notice the broken horn of the huge statue. As the scene shifts, we come to the 67th floor of the tower, where the wolf tribe was gathering all the red locusts and transporting it to various other floors. We see that the wolf chief and his wife were collecting the red locusts, while his son was running around, telling his father that he is going to collect more corpses. But the wolf wife was a little worried, telling the wolf chief that even when getting experience was important, it was not feeling safe to her that they brought their children to this war place. But another wolf subordinate told the lady that everything was safe during the time when the red locusts eat the bladed green onions and took a break during the day. And even when they were large in numbers, they had a simple habit of moving as a group, and it was not their time to move right now. The strategy team has identified the time of rest of the ferocious beasts, and added to that, the battlefield was guarded by multiple lizard men when they replaced the sharp-leaded green onions with the old and withered ones. The wolf chief immediately calmed his wife down, telling her that no matter what happens, the lizard men and the other soldiers will protect them no matter what. But as the scene shifts, we see that the little wolfie has grabbed a red locust into his hand, and he happily started moving towards his mom and dad. But he was unaware of the horror which was following him, as we see that a large horde of red locusts was going to attack him. But the wolf chief saw the group of the red locusts and immediately screamed at their son to run away. But it was too late, as the little wolfie turned around. He saw that a large group of red locusts were going to attack him. But before these vicious creatures can do anything, the lizard men immediately slashed and hacked each and every one of them. He grabbed the little wolfie while telling everyone to be careful, because the patterns and timings of the red locust swarm was definitely changing. And we see that a large infestation of these wild creatures were going to attack the 67th floor once again. And with that, this chapter comes to an end.